This is a tough video to shoot, but it's something that I've been thinking about for a few days now. Unfortunately, we got bad news this week that Billy from the Game Chasers had passed away. And it's a tough blow. I mean, my thoughts and condolences are to his family and friends and brothers and everyone else that has known him for years. My exposure to the Game Chasers, never got to meet them. Unfortunately, I would have loved to, but they just never were in my area. But it all started for me about 14 years ago. I was driving to Orlando, and in the hotel that night, the first video popped up on my feed, and I was just like, you know what, this sounds fun. And I had ended up watching all of it. I liked the show, and it was basically like American Pickers, but video games is the best way I can describe it. And they were funny. I just loved how everybody meshed together. They just were always having a good time, and that's what it was always about, having a good time. That actually led me to start collecting old video games back in the day. Now, I have talked to them off and on over the years, gotten a few things from them. They did a Kickstarter years ago, and I got this is a Game Chaser DVD set with a bonus disc, which I'm glad to have, of the first season. So I'm really glad to have that in my collection. That did come with a mystery game, which was Double Dragon 3, but unfortunately I don't have that anymore due to some hardship that was hit during that time. I actually had quit game collecting for a few years as my daughter was growing up, and I just put all my focus on her. And a couple years ago, it rekindled a flame, and I needed it to kind of help get through my mom, who was going through bad health and had passed away a couple years ago. She was proud I was collecting again, and I started watching the Game Chasers again, except this time, I mean, I'd never stopped watching them, but I decided to binge every available episode to see if there was anything I missed, and I think there was one or two. But so I got caught back up with them, just seeing the show again and ready to spark that flame, and I've got a bunch of systems again and games, and it's been a fun time. You don't know how much you missed video games, so you just don't have them anymore. Actually, I've got a couple things I got from Billy directly on WhatsApp. I got this copy of Star Tropics from him, and Super Return of the Jedi, which I never owned this before. Now I've got the full trilogy on that. And today, although I have seen it on Tubi, I got a copy of Adventures in Game Chasing, where Billy's hunting for his original childhood Nintendo, which is, it's fun. I liked it. But overall, I mean, I feel bad for the guys, and again, going back to their family and friends, it's a tough loss for the game community, a tough loss overall. And you hate to hear when someone who was just so down to earth and so nice, like they all were. They were all good people. Is no longer with us. So to Jay, my condolences to you and your brothers and everybody, all the friends that worked with him and hung out and just had some good times. And I guess if any of you watch this, just remember, as long as you're talking about him, he's never gone. And the internet is doing nothing but talk about Billy right now. So take care, guys. Go play some games.